Hi everyone, hope you all are doing good today, and today's video is going to be about these things, products from the ordinary. When I did my last, my top 5 drugstore foundation video, quite a few started sending in requests for more top 5 videos, so those can be a little bit difficult, and I don't have a top 5, I actually have a top 6 for the ordinary, but I'm going to attempt and let you know which ones I think might be worth trying. Now, the ordinary has been out just a couple years now, and it took the beauty community and the skincare community by storm because of their very budget friendly prices for skincare. The thing about it is that they will focus specifically on ingredients, so as opposed to let's say products, serums, toners and so on that had like multiple things in them, they were very specific. So for a lot of people it kind of threw you, because if you don't know about ingredients, you kind of didn't know which products to pick up. But over time, people have been releasing reviews, people have been talking about products, and so a lot of people have tried the ordinary. So somebody wanted to know what were the ones that I figured were my top picks. I have not tried everything from the ordinary. I have tried probably most of their products, and I'm going to mention 6 categories here today to you of the ones that I love the most, but it doesn't mean that there are others that I don't like, or other products that are not good as well from theirs. The other thing about the ordinary is that it has been a hit or miss for some people. For some people, certain products like did wonders, and others would be like, it didn't do anything for me. So again, this is just my opinion, how it worked on me. Some of these I have recommended to people and have gotten very, very good feedback. So take it with a pinch of salt, but hopefully it's going to help you in terms of making your choices. So starting with number 6, and that's going to be the niacinamide. Niacinamide is a brightening ingredient, but it's also great for reducing the look of blemishes and congestion in the skin, and also for managing sebum production and pores. So that's actually the reason why I included or tried the niacinamide from the ordinary, and it's actually a pretty good formulation because it also includes zinc. How I love to use that product is really in the morning. In my morning skincare routine, I sometimes use it, and really what I find that it does, especially for me as somebody who has oily skin, it really does manage my pores and balances sebum in terms of how it's released during the day. So if it is that you have that issue, you could probably look at it. The other thing is that niacinamide in general is a great ingredient for brightening the skin. So if you don't have another serum that doesn't have niacinamide in it, for example, and you want to try that specific ingredient, you could probably look at it. But it has definitely made a difference, especially under makeup. I really love using it under makeup for that particular reason, because of what it does to my pores, that kind of thing. Number 5, I have 2 products here in number 5, and really because they both address the pigmentation issue. And one is the azelaic acid suspension, and the other one is alpha-arbutin. Now, the azelaic acid is something that not many people know about, but dermatologists and so on always recommend it to patients because of what it does and how potent it is. But one of the things is that azelaic acid has not generally been available before in skincare. And it's actually made from a yeast that naturally grows on the skin, but it helps reduce the look of redness and blemishes and so on, and it's also great for texture and brightening the skin. I have found, especially with breakouts, or people who suffer with acne, they've been getting a lot of good results with that, and I also have been able to experience that. The consistency of the azelaic acid is almost like a gel cream kind of hybrid. So if I'm using that with a serum, I would generally put it on top of the serum just because of the formulation, but it absorbs really well into the skin. The other product I mentioned is the alpha-arbutin, and alpha-arbutin is one of those products that I always recommend when people ask me about, what could I use for pigmentation or dark spots, that kind of thing on the skin. Why? Generally, it's part of the cocktail that I like to use, which is vitamin C, a melanin inhibitor, and acids. Alpha-arbutin is a melanin inhibitor. So that means that, let's say you get a pimple or you have something on your skin that that's going to become a dark spot, that's the best time to start using this product. It's going to help prevent melanin, which is that darkening pigment, from collecting in that area. And if you already have spots, it helps to reduce the collection of that. So over time, you will see an improvement. I have seen an improvement in it. I know that especially that combined with vitamin C really, really helped my skin in terms of dark spots and that kind of thing. So I put those two together because I find that together they worked really well for spots and pigmentation issues. Number 4 is alpha lipoic acid, and that's another one that I hardly hear people talk about from The Ordinary. But alpha lipoic acid is another ingredient that dermatologists will tell you is very, very potent because it's a antioxidant, and it's a fantastic antioxidant, but it's also very, very powerful. So some people run away from alpha lipoic acid because really, when you try it, when you put it on the first time, I'm not gonna lie to all you, it will feel almost like burning because it stings. It really, really stings. Now, my skin have grown accustomed to it, so I don't have that like huge strong experience now, because your skin really has to get accustomed to it because it's that powerful. And that's why The Ordinary actually tells you don't use more than 2 drops and don't use this more than twice a week. When I'm using this, I actually use this once a week. The next morning I will see a visible difference in brightness, and that's what I love about it. So especially if I have an event or something the next day, I would like to use alpha lipoic acid the night before. So that's to me more like a weekly serum or weekly treatment. But it's an excellent, excellent product. Not a lot of people have been using it. Not a lot of people have tried it. But also you have to be very careful. If you have sensitive skin, I wouldn't recommend that you jump into that because you may experience some irritation. Number 3 would be the salicylic acid, the salicylic 2% solution that The Ordinary has. Now, when it comes to spot treating acne, the 2 things that a lot of us have been hearing about is benzoyl peroxide. We've known about that from the days of Clean and Clear, and salicylic acid. I personally prefer salicylic acid because it's able to penetrate it's oil soluble, so it penetrates your pores better and works from the inside. But a lot of times with either of these 2 ingredients, it can be drying depending on the formulation. What I love about The Ordinary's formulation of the salicylic solution is that I did not find it to be drying at all on my skin. And I think it's because of how they've formulated it in terms of the ingredients that they've put together with the salicylic. So while it's not extremely hydrating, it's not drying at all. And the thing about the salicylic solution is that you need the tiniest amount. Like if you squeeze 1 drop, that will literally cover your face. So you better hope that it's everywhere that you have pimples to be able to spread that thing around, because it really, really spreads. So you need the smallest amount, so that bottle should really last you a long time. If you have acne prone skin, I think it's a really, really good to gently be treating your skin, on a regular basis. Number 2 would be the retinoids that The Ordinary has put out. So they have the Gran Active Retinoid Emulsion, which is like a very creamy serum. And then they have the Gran Active Retinoid 2% in squalane and the 5% in squalane. I have spoken about the 5% before in my video where I talk about drugstore versus high-end. And for me, that product is almost identical to Sunday Riley Luna Oil. And when I did check into it, because I realized that I was getting very, very similar results, I realized that it is because, number 1, they're using both the same active ingredient, which in the skincare world is called HPR. It's a form of one of the esters of retinoid. And the thing about the formulation of The Ordinary, this Gran Active Retinoid, means that it's less irritating on the skin. So for some people who jumping into retinol or retinoid immediately, for example, the ones that dermatologists would recommend, and by the way, if your dermatologist has recommended it, you definitely should be using that because your skin probably needs that strength. But if you really are just somebody who wants to get retinol or retinoid into your skincare routine, these are really good ones to start with. And I'm saying start, but although I am accustomed, I continue to use them. The emulsion I usually recommend for people who have oily acne prone skin, because I find that one really makes a difference for acne. It's creamy, but it just, I don't know what it does. The retinol action does what it's supposed to do, but that particular one I find work better on acne prone skin. If your acne or your breakouts are under control, then you can try the versions in squalane. Any of the Gran Active Retinoids from The Ordinary, I highly recommend. They're always in my skincare routine. And number 1, I don't know if anybody could guess what would be my number 1 pick from The Ordinary, and something that I think almost everybody should try, and that is the AHA 30% plus BHA 2% peeling solution. That for me is my number 1, because there are other products that are on the market for like 80 something, 90 something dollars. I ain't throwing no shade. I know what I'm talking about. But honestly, this does the job, and it does it just as effectively, and in some cases, I think better. This product, however, is extremely, extremely potent. If you check it up, it's the one that's red. It's like a very deep, deep red product. And when you put it on for the first time, you will feel stinging, but that's because it's a 30% AHA solution. It's a combination of glycolic acid, which is the first ingredient, lactic acid, citric acid, tartaric acid, and it also has BHA, which is salicylic acid. So it is, and they call it a peeling solution because it's literally going to get rid of all the dead skin cells that are on the surface of your skin. It is recommended that you don't leave this on for more than 10 minutes, and please, I'm begging you, follow the instructions. Don't leave it on for more than 8 to 10 minutes, and The Ordinary actually recommends that it should not be used more than twice a week. I usually tell people don't even use it more than once a week. I find once a week is as effective or just as good, but I mean, that's going to be completely up to you, but it's a super, super, super effective peel, acid peel, and something that if you think that you really need to get to that next level in terms of dealing with hyperpigmentation or texture on your skin, and you think you could handle it, because I definitely don't recommend it for sensitive skin, then you could probably go for it, especially if you've tried other acids before and your skin may have some type of tolerance. So yeah, like I said, I've tried other products from The Ordinary, but when I want to, share the top ones that I think that you should probably consider, and the ones that have really, really made a difference in my skincare routine, it would be these. Which products from The Ordinary have you guys tried and has made, the biggest difference for you? Again, it's going to depend on what your issues and your skin type is. But yeah, let's have a discussion below. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys.